In this tutorial, we'll show how to set up the Connect RFQ module, allowing storefront users to request quotations from specified and matching suppliers. We'll cover how to specify suppliers and how to configure your products to accept quotations. So to kickstart this process, we need to first navigate to our Connect settings screen. Now, you may or may not have direct access to this screen when using your platform account. If you can't gain access to this screen and you can't follow the subsequent steps in this tutorial, then please contact our support team and we'll ensure that if you have the module available, the Connect RFQ module is active on your platform. So we just need to make sure that that module is activated and checked, and then click Save. Next, we're going to navigate to the Connect plugins screen, and this is where we can actually configure the plugins that we have activated here. That will show you a list of available plugins. My platform has all of them, of course. However, yours will probably be a much shorter list, which should contain the Connect RFQ module if you have that module available on your license. Find that row in the table and hit Configure. So this page does include some instructions on configuring your Connect RFQ plugin. That's what's in the section at the top, which is General Information. It also includes several links to other settings areas within Infigo, which will need to be modified. Now, so you can get quick access to this screen again, I would recommend opening the links in a new tab. However, that's completely up to you. Step 1 is to update the storefront URL. You can also get to this setting just by going directly to the General Settings area. And the setting we're looking for is the storefront URL. Just make sure that the URL included in here is an active URL that's targeting the current storefront. Next, you need to enable a couple of options within the quote settings screen. Again, there's a link there that you can access. Alternatively, you can type in quote settings in your menu and get to the page that way. And the two settings we need to activate are allow save quote and keep quote reference when ordering. So make sure those two are checked and click save. Next, there's an option we need to activate within the customer settings area. So again, there's a link to this, or I can just type it in the menu. So customer settings. And I'm looking for an option which is called show quote area, which is right down near the bottom in an account area section. So my account, general, and then we want to make sure that show quote area is activated. And then save. Now we actually need to tell the products that we want to be able to quote for that a quotation is required. So this is done on the individual products themselves. For the purpose of this tutorial, I've just created a brand new product. However, you can do this on an existing product if you wish to do so. Then I'm going to navigate to the product variant settings and click edit. Now, there's separate tutorials on the product variant settings. However, what we're looking for in this case is about halfway down the page with the info tab selected. And I'm just going to click this option here, which says require quote. And then save. So the next thing we need to do is to add and configure some suppliers who are going to receive these requests for quotations. We do this on a separate page, which is called suppliers. So we can navigate to that. You'll see in my case that I've got a couple of example ones specified here already. However, we can specify multiple suppliers in here, as many as we like to do. So to specify a new supplier, I can go to add new. And then I just need to fill in those supplier details. With those details filled in, hit save, and that supplier will now be added to the list. And the final thing we need to do here is to actually determine which requests for quotations that supplier will actually receive, and that is done via mapping. So if you click on the little plus icon next to a supplier that you've added, this secondary table will appear, which is mapping information. And then you can just click on add new to add new mapping data. And what you're doing in here is just specifying the conditions under which this supplier will be asked to quote. So it could be an individual product that you're linking it to. It could be a product tag, a category, a customer role, a country. There's so many different ways that you can assign a mapping to our suppliers. In this case, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So I can just go for a specific product. Type in the name, and then save. And that mapping will now be applied, and you can add as many mappings as you like to a supplier. So you're not limited to one. If there's different categories you want them to be associated with, different products, and so on, you can assign as many mappings as you like. And that's it. The fundamentals of the Connect RFQ module have now been applied to our storefront. In subsequent tutorials in this series, we'll look at some more in-depth settings in this module and how to actually utilize it.